You've been in the hill country basically your whole life.
Yep. Since 1986, man.
What keeps you here?
What keeps me here? I'll be honest with you, man. We tried to leave the hill country. When everything kind of went crazy in our world, turns upside down, Noelle and I both thought instantly, we're like, here's our shot. Like, we've got 2 grandbabies in Houston, which Houston, but let's go.
Mm-hmm.
And we tried to go do that. I mean, we went all in on it, and we're not flighty people, man. We prayed, we're seeking the Lord, and I had some connections there, and I thought, okay, here we go. And Noelle is already in Houston. Jackson and I loaded up the 26-foot truck, and we drive into Houston with all of our stuff.
No kidding.
To go
like
to.
It was happening.
Oh, it's happening.
Wow.
Like, game on. And we have a storage unit rented that I found out was on the 3rd floor, which was awesome. Mm-hmm. But as we pull into Houston, the Holy Spirit just gut checked me and was like, "You're not supposed to be here."
Wow.
And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Like, we prayed, we sought advice and counsel, and there wasn't really much response at that point. And I got sick to my stomach. I'm like, oh my God, my wife is already here, man. And I'm like, we were looking at houses that evening. Like, Jackson and I left at 4:00 that morning, drove straight to Houston, unloaded all our stuff, and met a realtor and looked at 3 properties. And the whole time I know, I'm not supposed to be here, but how am I going to tell my wife? Right. So she's got job interviews lined up, all of these things. And then she's like, what is going on with you? And I'm like, we're not supposed to be here. That was not a good conversation.
I bet it wasn't.
That was not a good one. And so we tried to leave, but the reason we're still here is because God's called us here.
Yeah.
He's put it on our heart, and why fight it?
Right.
Yeah.
It took me a while to, I guess, kind of fully accept it. My dad's a pastor here. I've been raised in that, all of that.
Yeah.
And I just thought I questioned a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, am I doing this because my dad's a pastor?
Right.
Am I doing this because I've been raised in it and that's like the natural progression of things? Or am I doing this because that's what God's called me to do?
Mm-hmm.
And it took a little bit before I realized, no, I'm doing it because that's what he's called me to do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we're still here, ultimately, is because it's God's plan. We tried to leave. He said no.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how do you, I think a lot of us tried to listen to the Lord and, whichever way that he may be trying to communicate to us, but how do you, for our listeners who are trying to find Jesus and truly listen, to what he may be, the Lord is trying to say to us, what do you feel like is the best way to help folks hear that calling, whatever it may be in life, where you need to live, whatever job it may be? Like, is there a practical way of doing that?
Yeah,
Lord.
So I think if we just look back at the very beginning, God is a God who speaks.
Mm-hmm.
He wants communication with us. I think I have never personally heard God like in an audible voice. Some people have. Like, that's awesome. I'd probably scare the hair off of me, whatever. Right. But when I say like I heard God, like I've always had this gut check, man. Mm-hmm. Like, there's something that sometimes I can't put my finger on it. I can't tell you exactly the words. I just know something's not right. Mm-hmm. And so what I've learned with that is that's my cue to pause. Mm-hmm. Let me, something doesn't feel right. God is a God of peace, right? Not chaos, and he's a God of order, not disorder. And so when something is kind of giving me that gut check, what is it? And then, it's taken some time to develop that to where you can say, okay, Lord, this is obviously something you're trying to show me. What is it?
Right.
Speak to me. And then, to hear from God, you have to turn off a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Right.
We are inundated with noise.
Right.
And so we have to find a way to, what are we listening to? Mm-hmm. Right. And so you have to shut some things off, turn some things away. Social media, I love it. Right. It's a great tool, but just like anything, out of balance is out of control. And so you gotta turn some things off. There's no shortcut to it. It still takes intentional time.
Yeah.
It takes time being alone with God, putting my phone aside and just sitting there, yes, I pray and talk. And I think that's what a lot of people do. We talk to God. And then when we're done talking, we say, hey, we'll catch you later.
Yeah.
and we don't stop and allow him to speak back. So just that silence, sitting before him, and then giving him the opportunity, and then taking inventory, right? Like Stephen was saying, like we've been praying for stuff. Well, here's opportunities that someone say, hey, come to this worship night, come whatever.
Right.
Like be aware enough, to see like, okay, he's actually doing what I'm asking. But I think that's really what it boils down to is just you've got to make time for it. We make time for the things that matter to us, and you have to be intentional about your time with God as well.
Yeah, man, some awesome practical advice that people could follow. I mean, like you said, we are inundated with so much noise. These apps, I mean, especially these phones. I mean, they are geared and developed to keep you on them.
For sure.
All these apps and everything else. So, for Lent this year, I actually deleted social media off my phone. And it's been great,
right?
Not having Instagram. Just you find yourself in there just doom scrolling.
Absolutely.
So, getting rid of that, I almost feel like, golly, I wish I need to do this permanently. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
Not just during Lent season. Like this should be a permanent thing almost. But no, I really appreciate that practical advice because I think a lot of us need to do that and then really sit down in silence, wherever it may be, and then just read the Word and then have conversation.
No
pray.
doubt. Those are the key things my life has been built on. I learned it from my dad. Yeah. Pray and read, pray and read, pray and read, pray and read, like until you're blue in the face.
Yeah.
Because I've learned that when you can't hear God, when you're going through those times, right, where you feel like I can't hear him. Yeah. Anything I'm praying, I feel like he's not hearing. It's like a brass heaven. So what I've learned is when I can't hear God, I can read him.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I've got 66 love letters that I can read. And, I listened to Bill Johnson and he was talking and he said, when I really need to hear God, I will sit down and read the Word until I hear him.
Yeah.
And so it's just one of those things that, I've found that God speaks in rhythms. Like it's a rhythm of the way you can start to recognize the way he moves, the way he speaks, and the patterns that he uses. And so, his voice is different for all of us because we're all created differently. But I think in order to hear it, you got to stop long enough to listen.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's the hard part, right? Is stopping long enough, me, I can go back to my worldly desires pretty dadgum quick. So that's why, it's been a blessing to find you guys because now, we try to go get dinners when we can, which helps keep, me for sure grounded, and then church on Sundays and Bible study on Mondays.
Come on.
Like if I don't have that, dude, like I go back to my old self quick.
No doubt.
And so, it's been hard for me to learn to slow down enough to hear God. And that's what I loved about our Colorado trip that Ryan went on hunting is, man, you're in the wilderness. It's quiet. It's, you could really have the time to.
If you can't hear him there,
Yeah, exactly.
Where are you going to hear him at?
Exactly.
No doubt.